Welcome back to Rich's Roadmap, the place where we design the future for the next generation of successful leaders. We aren't just talking about making money, we are talking about silent wealth. We will explore the 7 Machiavellian rules of keeping your success invisible.
You know, it's kind of wild when you think about it. Everyone, from a billionaire to a day laborer, gets the exact same 24 hours in a day. So, why are their financial outcomes so incredibly different? The answer, and this is the key, isn't just about working harder. Nope, it's about working smarter. It's about design. It's about building systems.
And this leads to a question that I think a lot of us have asked ourselves at some point. Why is it that one person can work their fingers to the bone just tirelessly and still struggle, while someone else seems to be enjoying life and their wealth just grows? It's not luck, and it's not just about grinding harder. It all comes down to having the right systems in place.
So let's break this down. It really boils down to 2 totally different ways of thinking. On one side, you've got the trap. This is where most people live, trading their time directly for money. The problem? If you stop working, the money stops coming in, period. But then there is the escape. This is a different game entirely. Here you're building systems so that your money works for you. It's about creating income that flows in even while you're sleeping.
And that right there, that's the solution. It's all about harnessing the incredible power of systems. Now, let's be super clear. This is not some get-rich-quick nonsense. It's a deep, fundamental shift in how you think about your money, your business, your whole life, really. This is the real secret to financial freedom.
Okay, I love this quote from James Clear. He absolutely nails it. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Think about that for a second. It means your wishes, your big ambitions, they don't determine your results. The quality of your systems does. You can have the best goal in the world, but with a crappy system, you're going to fail. A good system, though, it just carries you forward, almost on autopilot.
So, when we talk about a system, what are we actually talking about? Let's get super simple with the definition. A system is just a process that works for you, even when you're not there. That's it. Think of it like your perfect employee, one who never gets tired, never asks for a vacation, and just keeps working for you 24/7.
All right, so this all sounds great, but where do we actually start? The first place, the foundation of everything, is building systems for your money. This is all about creating that solid base and basically putting your path to wealth on autopilot.
The name of the game here is to make these 3 things completely, ruthlessly automatic. First up, automate your savings. This is the classic pay yourself first rule. Set up an automatic transfer to move, say, 20% of your income to a separate account the second you get paid. A little trick? Don't even carry the debit card for that account. Make it a little harder to touch. Next, you've got to track your finances. Use a simple app or a spreadsheet, whatever works for you, but you need to know where every single dollar is going. Because you can't improve what you don't measure, right? And finally, automate your investments. Set up those recurring investments so your money starts to grow without you even thinking about it. This takes all the emotion out of it and lets compounding do its magic.
Okay, so we've got our financial foundation solid. We're managing our money. Now, let's talk about making more of it. Let's move on to systems for your business. This is where we get into creating a true 24/7 money-making machine.
So how do we automate the whole process of finding and serving customers? Well, first, you stop chasing them. Instead, you become a magnet. You create something valuable for free, like an ebook or a webinar that pulls them in. Once you've got their attention, your sales funnel takes over. This is like your perfect salesman who works 24/7, guiding people from just being curious to becoming a customer, all without you having to be there. Then you've got email marketing. This is huge because it lets you build a real relationship with your audience on a platform you actually own, away from the crazy, changing social media algorithms. And finally, you use a CRM. That's just a customer relationship management tool to automate follow-ups and build loyalty, turning those one-time buyers into fans for life. Now let's pop the hood and look at the internal engine of your business. How do you make it run without you? First, document everything with SOPs, or standard operating procedures. I mean, think about McDonald's. How can a teenager make a burger that tastes the same in Tokyo as it does in Texas? It's the system, the SOPs. That's the key to scaling. Second, apply that same logic to your content. Instead of scrambling to post every day, block out one afternoon and create a whole month's worth of content. Then use scheduling tools to post it all automatically. It's a game changer. And for everything else, outsource it. Find the tasks that aren't your unique genius. Graphic design, editing, whatever, and hire a freelancer. Remember, you're not just spending money, you are literally buying back your most precious asset, your time. All right, this next part is so important, but it's the one people often forget. All these business and money systems are great, but they won't work if the person running the show, that's you, is running on empty. You need systems for yourself. This is about designing a life that fuels your ambition with just unstoppable growth and energy. So how do you do that? First, systemize your learning. Make it automatic. Listen to podcasts or audiobooks on your commute. Use a tool like Notion to build what people call a second brain, a place to capture and connect all the cool ideas you come across. Next, manage your network. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just a simple system to remind you to check in with important people so you're building relationships when you don't need something. And maybe most crucial of all, optimize your health. This has to be non-negotiable. Build a routine for exercise, sleep, and nutrition that you stick to no matter what. Because a tired, unhealthy brain makes terrible decisions. A high-energy person, well, they're practically unstoppable.
Okay, so we've got all these different systems for money, business, and ourselves. But they need a conductor, right? Something to keep the whole orchestra in tune. That is the weekly review. This is the master system. Just 1 hour every single week where you step back from the day-to-day grind, you look at what worked, what didn't, and you plan for the week ahead. This is the single most important hour of your week because it's when you stop working in your life and you start working on your life. It makes all the difference.
So let's bring this all home. I want to tie everything we've talked about together with one really powerful final idea. Because this isn't just about being more organized or productive. It's about a complete shift in your mindset, about building what we can call your freedom pipeline. Just imagine this for a second. The person who trades their time for money, they're a bucket carrier. Every single day, they have to walk to the river, fill up their buckets, and haul them back just to survive. If they get sick, if they stop carrying buckets, the water stops. But the systems builder, they're a pipeline builder. They do the hard work once to build a pipeline from that river all the way to their house. And once it's built, they get water for life just by turning a tap. See the difference? One works to survive. The other designs for freedom. Now look, let's be real for a second. Building these pipelines, these systems, it's not easy. It takes a lot of hard work up front. It can feel slow and tedious at the beginning. But think about the alternative. Living your entire life as a bucket carrier, trading your limited time for money, day in and day out. Trust me, that is 1,000 times harder in the long run.
So really, there's only one question left to ask. You've got the blueprint now. You see the difference between carrying buckets and building a pipeline. The question is, what is the very first part of your own freedom pipeline that you are going to design today?